Well, welcome to the Rise Up For You podcast. I'm Lauren Sweeney, our vice president here at the company. Excited to come to you live from the SHRM National Conference in sunny San Diego. And here we have from the HR team over at Zeeco in Oklahoma, we have Jamie. Thank you for being here with us today.
So happy to be here. And it is beautiful here.
It is
The
beautiful.
weather has been amazing.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I hear you're enjoying the conference very
Absolutely.
much.
Yes. Great content. The social aspect is fantastic. I'm come from talent acquisition world, so getting to talk to people and interact with others and just getting constant feedback of what's going on in the industry and the HR world is great.
Fantastic. Well, we're so honored because we are partners with you
Absolutely.
over at
Yeah.
Zeeco, and
Yeah.
we are working with about 20 of your leaders doing one-to-one coaching and team training. We started off with a retreat. And so, what would you say you feel like, even though you're in the talent acquisition side of HR, what do you see as like necessities right now in the leadership space?
I think that and Zeeco in general, we're in an interesting spot right now where we are growing exponentially and just keeping our feet on the ground from a leadership perspective and making sure that we are paying attention to our employees. So, talking a lot about emotional intelligence right now.
Yeah.
And something that we talked about in this specific conference was inclusivity. But inclusivity from a perspective of everybody feeling like they can talk about their feelings, which is it's just such a wonderful perspective. And I think that when you put it in that line of sight, it changes the way that you look at leadership. And so specific to our workshop and what we're going through with all of you back at home, everybody's seen that to be so beneficial. Just sitting around and talking about um, the humanity in all of this, which is so important.
I love that you bring that up because we always say like the person is the professional and the professional is the person. We're whole people. Bring your whole self to work is a great book that I love, for example, so that we're not like isolated, coming to work as one, putting a mask on as one face, and then going home and being something else, and that creates a disconnection. To your
Absolutely.
point,
And reminding we're all human.
we're all human.
We're not machines.
That's right.
Yeah.
And that is why we don't have to worry as much about AI and all of that
Right.
because the human element, the
Mhm.
connectivity element, and that's
Mhm.
part of like being together and coming together and feeling engaged at work. What do you notice are some of the biggest challenges on the talent and acquisition side?
I would say, when we hire, we've talked about this a lot here, the based certifications or
Yeah.
skills based hiring. I think that's the hardest part is just really getting to know candidates. Obviously, they have their credentials, but finding the candidates that fit our culture. Culture is so specific and so important to Zico in general, and finding that skill set based on outside of the standard resume, the credentials, and their education, but just finding the right person fit,
Yeah.
not only domestically, but globally. In our culture, we try to stretch that internationally in all of our offices, but just the right culture fit. It is so much harder to really get to know people and find those with that fire in the belly, that tenacity. I think that's our biggest struggle. And we are hiring a lot. We have over 300 openings right now. So
Wow.
it's a lot. It's super exciting.
You
And
got
I
your
love the
running
challenge.
shoes on. You're
Yes, I
ready.
do.
You're
Yes, I
ready. I
do.
love them. I
Yes,
love
yeah,
them. That's
yeah,
great.
yeah.
I love that you bring up that point. And I feel like a lot of us in the HR space often miss that soft skills component and hiring for a culture fit. Because often when we meet with people in organizations and we ask them, like, think about the people that are driving you nuts or are maybe, not a good culture fit. It's never because they didn't have a certain hard skill.
Right.
It's always communication, conflict management skills, their ability to work as a team, all of that. And so hiring for that on the front end. Talk more about that. How do you measure for those soft skills? I know that's something that we do, but how do you do that in talent and
It's a lot of
acquisition?
behavioral interviewing.
Yeah.
We do multiple stage interviews where we bring them in with several different people, obviously on the talent acquisition team, but then also managerial, and having those casual lunches. There's oftentimes, and for the most part, having a casual lunch where we bring someone in and get to learn them as a human. By the end of the process, our talent acquisition team, they know their spouse, they know who they're partnered with in life, and really trying to get to know the person. And something we say constantly is we want this to be a good fit for you just as it is for us. And reminding them again on the humanity side of we know that changing jobs or entering into a new career is a huge life-changing event. And we don't discount that. And so making sure that they know we're on the same team.
I
And
love
we
that.
want for you just what you're trying to find for yourself.
I'm inspired. Let's go.
Yes, that's good. That's good. Well, hopefully other
Inspired.
people are too.
I love that. Well, when you hear Rise Up for You, what does that mean to you?
Rise up for you. The first time I heard Netta talk about this,
Yeah.
I was so inspired. And
Oh,
Derek did say, he said very inspiring story. But
yeah.
we all have to embrace challenge.
Yes.
I've been at Zeeco for 12 years
Yeah.
and seen the company just grow, and I've expanded my own personal career there.
Yeah.
But just seeing those challenges, and instead of being shut down by what could be stress, letting that motivate you. So in this term, to use the term rise up, rising above that stress and seeing how that can drive you forward as opposed to shutting you down. And so we've seen that, in the last several years, surviving COVID and just specific to our company, growing and hiring a lot. We've added just to the HR team domestically over 4 or so people just to my team, and then worldwide has been fantastic. So taking those challenges, rising above them, and seeing how they can push you forward.
Amazing. I even hear that the SHRM conference took our name and put it on the screen.
Yes,
Hashtag Rise
it
Up.
was wonderful. Yes, and the gold, it was
Yeah.
beautiful. And by the end of it, they had an eagle flying, soaring above the whole crowd.
Amazing.
There was a
Amazing.
lot of great energy. I will tell you that, and perfect
Aw.
timing being that it was in the afternoon.
For sure.
Yeah,
Well, Jamie, thank you so much for being on our podcast
absolutely.
today. Again, I'm Lauren Sweeney with the Rise Up For You team, signing out.